everybody, and welcome to our next session about, you can see it in front of us, car seats. But not only that, they have been awarded recently 2 weeks ago, and as you can see, when we talk about car seats, I have my colleague Bernard with me. Bernard, it's really nice to have you again.
Good to see you, Marvin.
Guys, this is live, so please use the chance that you have. Make your keyboard ready, ask any questions you might have about the products. We will tackle what you see in front of us. We have also a little bit behind us some more to talk about, but the main reason for this call is actually this recent ADAC test, the results that we became for this beautiful car seats. And now we can also say, hey, we have the complete G-Line family now awarded.
Exactly.
With the ADAC results, right?
Yes, so that's why we have it all on screen here. So basically the whole consumer journey from birth to teen is now awarded.
Yes.
Pallas G, Solution G already in the past years. Now recently in the test, launched only last autumn, the Cloud G and the Sirona G, respectively Sirona GI. And this is our focus of today, isn't it?
Exactly. We said we want to really tackle the ones which just recently have been awarded. The other ones, if you're interested in, we already went through a video with that, which is also online. So if you want to get more knowledge about Pallas or even Solution G, hey, we did it already. So you only need to review this beautiful videos. Other than that, today's is about our new awarded G-Line members, which fulfill the whole G-Line family, right?
Yes.
And as you already mentioned, before we go there, we actually wanted to go through the journey that you have in our G-Line portfolio, which means all the way from birth, you start, as you already mentioned, Bertie, with the Cloud G. Then, and this is what I really love about our company, you have the option to either go rear facing or forward with the Pallas G. And at the very end, your last decision you have to make is for the Solution G and the beautiful colors that we offer there. So from birth, you could say all the way up to 12 years of age, this is the whole portfolio that we can offer in our Gold Line family.
Exactly.
Wow, and we actually see a lot of people joining.
Yeah, it seems to be quite international today. So hi out there, everybody across the world.
Yes.
We speak about actually a European test consortium test today. We keep talking about ADAC test, which is the German Automobile Club, but actually it's a European test.
Yeah.
So many other countries and their respective automotive clubs are involved in the choosing of the products to be tested and also in setting up the whole program. So my hi goes out to all the other countries involved. We will call it ADAC test today.
Yes, it's ADAC or ADAC test.
ADAC, but it's not only a German test, right?
Yes.
It's a European test.
Yeah.
And it's a quite broad test program as well.
Yeah.
So maybe for those of you out there who don't know, they not only look at safety, they also look at handling and ergonomics and many other aspects split into different categories, and an overall grade is being created from those tests, which result into grades between 1 and worst case 5.5 basically. So the lowest grade is the best. That's the German school system. I have to apologize.
Yeah.
The rest of the world doesn't really get that, but I have to point out the lower number, the better the result is. So having that addressed, I think we can start right on, if you like.
Exactly. I already see the first comments in there, the first questions appearing. So far what I have seen from Liana, for example, first of all, hey, nice that you are with us today and joining this beautiful live session that we are going to have. We will tackle most, what I can see there, we will definitely tackle them through the live social. Just stay tuned, we will answer all the questions. I would say, as you mentioned, let's start from birth with the highlight, the Cloud G over here,
yes,
and what kind of testing results we have and what it actually means, and a little bit more detailed about this ADAC ratings.
So the Cloud G on the base G already best in class in this test. So quite lightweight infant carrier with a recline function that basically offers you all that you need for your baby, right? Comfort, lightweight product to carry around, use on a stroller, use in the car. And the safety now also proven officially. The grade was 1.8 here on the base.
Yes.
And 2.0 in the belted mode.
And that is something which impressed me the most. I mean, that kind of result, but still having all those safety features. That is also something we are really insisting on. Yes, we have to add the comfort, which is there. It's really comfy fabrics. We have the comfort of the lie flat position, but overall, those products are there to make them safe during an accident. So
Exactly.
that is the biggest part of this product. And yes, we fulfilled it. So still being that lightweight, I would say, with offering all those features of a lie flat, of the LSP, and all the other features that we have inside is an outstanding product.
I could do this forever. No, it's,
Yeah.
it's only 3.9 kilogram.
Yeah.
So the first time we actually cracked the 4 kilogram with that kind of functionality.
Yeah.
Okay, and you mentioned already, it's super lightweight. It's used on the base, but also in the belted mode. And you see already how easy it clicks on the base.
That was so smooth to click it in. And you mentioned it already, and we can also talk a little bit about this. You have it on the base, but you can also buckle it up with the harness system. These are the two options that we offer. We really recommend to use a base. Why? You have seen it just right away. It took you not even a second, right?
Yes.
To put it into place, and you're ready to go. So it's not only comfort for you, because you don't need to take, I don't know how many minutes to bring the car seat into your car. It's also safe, because within a second you know everything is done right.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Actually, it also contributes to the usability, which is also part of the consumer test assessment.
Yes.
Right? The easier it is for the parents to buckle the child,
Yeah.
or to adjust the seat, the better the grade will be. And that's what it makes this test so representative in the end for real life, because we know from studies that even if the crash safety is good, parents do still a lot of mistakes, and that of course has a serious impact on the performance of the product in the worst case of the worst, which is a crash.
Yeah.
So therefore it is absolutely important. That's why I support this test program so much, to also look at other aspects, such as usability and potential misuse.
Yeah.
In a nutshell, if the product is easy to use, easy to install, it's good for you, it's good for the child,
Exactly.
and normally also good for the rating.
Absolutely.
So that's my
that
my
was
speech for
Man,
that one.
that was a lot. See you tomorrow. Just kidding. Okay, shall we bring it back and have a little bit of closer look on the Cloud G? No, we tackled it? No, we did not tackle it.
No,
we have so many more features to talk about actually.
Yes.
And also for the ADAC wrestlers. Go ahead.
I saw one questions from the chat in
Yes.
the beginning already. I don't know the person's name anymore. I say, hi, what's the difference between Cloud T and Cloud G?
Yeah, good question.
So that's a good question. I mean, it's technically, the overall promise is the same. It's a lie flat infant shell. However, this is really focusing to be a lightweight travel item. I mentioned already cracking the 4 kilogram. But here's an aspect I want to highlight, which is also represented in the test.
Yeah.
So this is a 1.8, quite good test result. But the Cloud T, in a certain aspect in terms of side crash, is even better. Why is that? Because the Cloud T has actually a foldable LSP, whereas here we have a pre-installed LSP.
Yes.
So whereas in a correct installation, the Cloud T performance is even better, which you will see in the test result with a 1.6 for the Cloud T.
So T is not the one that you see right now.
No,
that
this
is
is
the
the Cloud G.
Yeah.
So this is a small notch basically that will take this down. But for usability, this is absolutely helpful for you, because you don't have to think about it.
Yeah.
It's pre-installed. Don't worry about it. It will be doing its function.
And you mentioned it in the beginning, we don't mean it bad. I mean, we both are parents. You sometimes forget to do something. Maybe you are in a hurry, the little ones are screaming, you need to go from A to B. With the Cloud T, yes, you have maybe that little bit better performance, but you have to think about to open it as soon as you're in the car. With the Cloud G, it's always in place. Yeah, and you don't lose much. I mean, if you look closer to the details of the test, it's not like tremendously like, oh my god, no. But here you don't need to think about it. It's in place.
Both are very good results, 1.6, 1.8.
Yes.
I just wanted to explain a bit why there are differences in the end, because very often we get those questions.
Yeah, absolutely. One more thing, or maybe we find out even more, because there's so much stuff to talk about. Also due to the fabrics, and this is more like this comfort kind of feature that you guys added also to the Cloud G, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So the mesh fabric is now part of the whole product line. You can't obviously touch and feel it, but I just want to show you how it works. So you have a spacer fabric, so even with weight on, there will be still some circulation behind the baby's back and head. And together with some air ventilation in the hard parts here, you have basically a quite good airflow.
Yes.
So this fabric offers up to 6 times higher air permeability than the normal fabrics. and this just helps for
And that is also
temperature
a
regulation.
feature that you can right away feel. Normally, if you have the product in front of you, what I always love to do is you take the newborn inlay out, or you even just press it in. As soon as you use only the indicator finger, you can go through all the different layers. If you take a larger surface, like your full hand, and you try to press it, it's nearly impossible. And there you can right away feel, as the baby is in there, a larger surface, that there will always be a distance between the baby's body and the last layer of fabric. So this is what ensures this air circulation going on and keeps the baby in there really comfortable. I see you already sneaking to the
I'm sneaking to the question. There's another question.
There's so much going on, guys.
Does
That's
the
really
G-Line
awesome.
family have other tests? So as I mentioned in the beginning, it's a European test consortium. So you will see all those tests basically locally in your countries. If it's Europe, you have regional, let's say, layouts of this, and they will all publish these results. It's a combined and joint efforts. So it's across Europe continent test.
It is really crazy to see. Sometimes I'm really shocked that we have globally so many colleagues, right? And we are also so connected to the salespersons and other retailers. And then you hear from countries that they are also sneaking into that European test and let us know, like, oh, really awesome that you achieved this and this result. And I'm always quite surprised how international it seems that everybody is sneaking through this kind of test institute and the results afterwards.
As mentioned earlier, it's because of its really representative test, right? It reaches all from safety to usability.
Yeah.
It's just so credible.
Yeah.
Okay.
You did a sign for this for adults, please. I love that. Okay, guys, you should also somehow come up with car seats in cars, which is looking and comfy as our car seats. I think that is pretty much what somebody raised in there to have it for adults as well.
We are not the car industry yet.
Exactly.
So there's a question.
We got a question in. Does the G family have other tests already or only ADAC? We answered it right away.
Yeah, there's some more. Yes, thanks for reminding me. Of course, we fulfill the ADR requirements, so Aktion gesunder Rücken. It's a German label for back friendliness in the end. So as well, the G-Line, Sirona G, but also the Cloud G and other products fulfill that. So it's a tested and proven ergonomic product.
Exactly.
And also we won the Red Dot for some of those products, so a design award. So yeah, that rounds it up basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think it's the Cloud G. I don't know if there was a conversation above that, but this in front of us is the Cloud G. Just to clarify that again, guys, and make really sure that we are all on the same page which product we have in front of us.
Yeah.
You did already a nice feature.
Yeah, so I mean, it's been a while since we have this feature. I still want to show it. It's the swivel base. So we have the cloud on a rotating base, which will help to board the child, or even to board the whole infant seat. It's more ergonomic, we believe, or many parents obviously support that.
It is.
Looking at the sales.
Yeah.
But one of the reasons why we have that feature originally is also you can use the seat quite long. So you can use it up to 2 years even.
Yes.
But however, you will probably not carry it around.
No.
So you leave it in the car,
Yeah.
you can use the boarding function and bring your baby into the car while the seat is still there.
And
right?
keep that in mind. Actually, we see, and we are quite long in this industry as well, we see a lot of parents actually investing into an infant car seat and using it for maybe 2 to 3 months. And then because they think everything is too heavy, they are already switching into the next category. But this, for me, it was also a kind of emotional product. It was the first product that touched my baby, bringing it from the hospital home. Why should you only use it for a couple of weeks or months?
Yeah.
Let's keep it longer. And we go up to 87 centimeters, which is approximately 2 years of age for a child. I used it as we claimed it once, and it was exactly the time that my daughter was 2 years of age.
No.
I was like already in the Sirona. I was like, okay, let's try it out. I'm really not lying. I should record more whenever I do something like that. My daughter was sitting in there and she felt so comfy that she asked me to bring that car seat back into the car. And I was like, really?
Okay.
And she fit it in perfectly. Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a feature. But one more thing, since we are here already.
Yeah.
Another thing that we introduced to make life of parents even easier is when you board this or when you want to take it out of the car, normally you would have a second button to release it. Now we have one rotation button, obviously, which is now the one you can see here. And once you lift this, let me do it again, you lift this, you swivel the seat, and you can immediately take it off, which will make your life a little bit easier. Just imagine you do this on a Saturday afternoon for going for shopping and stuff, doing this 5-6 times in a row. It's just so much easier to put it in and take it out again.
And these are the small little things which you normally would think like, okay, do I really need it? But let us tell you, if you're still expecting your child, you're still pregnant, it's so different as soon as the little ones are there. Your ways have changed. You are sometimes in a hurry because, yes, you needed to change the diaper again. So those small little things to make your life easier are actually having a big effect. And this rotation, and you don't need to search for another point, you actually have both of the hands free to take it out. Is a really comfortable situation for you to install or deinstall our Cloud G on the base G.
So I think that's a good point. Even though there are more questions on the Sirona, on the Cloud, we should switch to Sirona now.
Yes.
And maybe come back later if you still have time.
We take this one off. And you describe a little bit about the base.
I guess you've learned how to do it.
Yes, thank you very much. Just to mention, you can use the rotation, and there's another button. So if you don't want to use the rotation, you can also use that button to take it off. If that is something that you would like to have, we have, so to say, both options in our base G available. Either you use the rotation or you just right away click it out. But actually on the base itself, there is a button.
The second tested product for the Sirona G. And once we switch to the Sirona G, we activate this button. Why is that? For the Cloud, for the infant child, I guess you're aware you're not allowed to drive forward facing. So there's actually a physical blockage.
Yes.
You cannot rotate it forward facing in the state it is delivered. So you have to make a conscious decision to say, yes, now I'm using the next product and I will switch to the middle or let's say the top position, which will then allow not only to lock the next product, also part of the test, also awarded with a good result, the Sirona G.
Absolutely.
Fits on the same base, so obviously it's a so-called modular system.
Yes.
And normally if you buy into that system, you start with one product and then use the other one using the same base. And the functionality of this is basically the same. You still have the rotation button here if you want to use the boarding function. Of course, in this status, it's not releasing from the base because you don't want to carry this, right?
That would be
but at least at some stage, you can also use it forward facing. Now, there's a question I remember someone was asking, and I like those questions actually the
what
most.
Was it?
It was the question, as a parent, would you use the Pallas or the Sirona?
Awesome question.
So let me answer you. So as a parent, being myself, I would use the Sirona because I know I will use it rearward facing until the end.
Yes. But let me jump in.
Yeah, and you're the other part. Angel and devil. You play the other part.
Me as a parent, with the second child it happened, we recognized that she really wanted to go forward face. She felt uncomfortable because she looked to her brother and recognized why is he looking forward. So all of a sudden we needed to make a decision. But we were really happy to say, okay, we don't want to rotate the Sirona forward face. We actually decided to go with the Pallas, as we in CYBEX know what's going on with this impact shield situation. So, it really depends on the way or your lifestyle, the way you are around with the kids.
Let me summarize it for you, and actually you will also see it represented in the test results. Or if you look into the detailed results. So the Pallas G is actually a great product, and the test it achieved is a 2.0. In 2021 already was actually the first member of the G line.
Yes.
And that is not coming from nothing, right? So you don't get that kind of result, which is really outstanding if you have a not good product, a not performing product in crash. So the Pallas is actually, if you want to go forward facing and you will not afford or buy the Anoris, which is an airbag seat, not today. And today's topic, it's the best option. Even better than a Sirona in front facing.
Absolutely.
That's why we recommend, use the Sirona as a rearward facing seat for as long as possible, and I really mean it, up to 105 centimeter, which is approximately 4 years. And then you go to the next seat, which would be the Solution G. But if you already know, I will not buy into a modular system, or I will not probably go 4 years rearward facing, then the Pallas is really a good option. You can see it, as I said, also in the test.
And if you're interested in, we did already, I think, 2 sessions about the Anoris T so far. So if you want to learn more about this impact shield and why we actually say also or to better understand why this works in such a perfect and nice way, you should go to our website, because there is the video already online about an ORST, so that you can also sneak in and get a little bit of insights what's going on there. So how is the behavior during accidents and what kind of improvements you guys brought into this awesome product.
Yeah.
But not topic for today. That was
Today's focus is on the,
yes,
on the motor system, respectively on the Sirona G. So this is the second module.
Yeah.
Speaking of other use cases, you might have an Aton before from our side, or even another brand, which is totally impossible, but some people still do it.
We heard rumors that could happen.
Yeah, could happen. I mean, totally honest. If you're not willing or able to buy into a modular system, or you have another product before, there's another, even a notch better option, is the Sirona GI. So as a second product, the I stands for integrated, so you have basically the same design as the Sirona G, but the base is fixed already. Okay, this is the main difference. And therefore, even that product was in the test, and it achieved even a slightly better grade than the Sirona G.
Why that?
Why that? That's basically because, and that's a fair point, from a crash performance, both are on the same level.
Yes.
Okay? The one notch better grade comes from the easier handling, because here, of course, you have to do that switching from this seat to that seat, and then that costs you a few points in the handling.
The base, there is a button you need to switch.
Yeah, you need to do that button, and of course the European Test Consortium considers all that.
Yes.
Every step you need to take is basically a small downgrade in the overall test result. So this being a standalone product achieves even a slightly better result because of that.
So you don't need to be concerned. This is always the overall result that ADAC is publishing, but as you said, the performance in crash for them both works absolutely well.
Yeah.
It's only due to the fact that here we have the installation, there's a modular system, there is maybe the base that you need to adjust something to avoid the forward facing or even go forward facing. So therefore that makes it a little bit more difficult, or let's be, as you said, like downgraded a little bit from the result, but overall in safety, what those products are for, they are absolutely performing the way they should. Yeah,
so we have a best in class with the cloud.
Yes.
We have a best in class with the Sirona GI, and we have an awarded, also good result for the Sirona G module.
Yes.
So that's the story of this test. One bit we missed. It's actually the cloud was also tested in a belted mode only.
Absolutely.
Just for completeness. Of course, this being a travel item, also having the aircraft certification, being so lightweight with less than 4 kilograms, you can also use it belted. So sometimes in many cities you see a lot of Uber, big cities, people don't even have an own car anymore. Still you want to be mobile
and then you don't run around with the base in the infant car seat waiting.
And unfortunately all those Uber drivers, they don't have a spare base in the trunk.
Oh,
so
I have base cheap. Don't worry.
So you can use this in a belted mode in the aircraft, and also in any car that has a 3-point vehicle belt.
Yes.
And basically we see those belt routings here and on the back side. So in that mode, which is slightly more complex to install but still absolutely safe, this seat achieved a 2.0, which is also a good. So we have it on the base with a 1.8 and belted with a 2.0.
Yes.
And that's both really good results.
A really good result. And keep in mind, guys, it's holiday season. We are running to summer vacation, so therefore if you search something that is also approved to use inside of an airplane, Cloud G is perfect for that, because we have the certificate, and also due to the fact, as you said, most likely when you go on vacation you don't have your own car, and you also don't want to go with your base, and over here you have fantastic result. You still can use the lie flat position even in the belted version.
That's true.
Yeah, so you don't need the base for that. So that gives you actually that comfort, that safety, the lifestyle that you need with our Cloud G over here.
Okay, yeah, that's true. So basically we covered the whole family.
Yes, I wanted to jump into one, but I think you mentioned it, but I'm not entirely sure. We go up to 4 years of age. I think you covered it, right? Mm-hmm. Use it the way.
Yes.
Up to 4 years of age, yes, we have the option to go forward face, but this is a rear facing car seat. Don't be concerned. Everything is tested up to 4 years of age to that height that we measured, up to 105 centimeters, just to repeat it. There is nothing against it, and the product is there to be rear facing.
Yeah, actually, more than a decade ago, we introduced the swivel function into European market, basically, with the original Sirona, which was called only Sirona back then. Yeah. So this boarding function and the option to use it in both driving directions is basically really quite old, and many people have bought into the idea. And but we also see still from market studies that many parents, many parents, way above 50%. Across all the countries, and I look into studies of across Europe and even globally, use it then at first time the baby screams, they rotate it forward facing.
Too early.
And that's too early. So you will not get the same performance. Just be aware. Use it as a rearward facing seat. It's really very good. Use it front facing only for the last few months before you transition into the next seat. That's my recommendation. Just if you look for safety, this is the safest way to go.
And that's the reason why we have both options. If you already recognize and you use, as we would wish, a Cloud G, for example, as long as possible, you will also recognize earlier if the little ones are trying to turn around because they want to see mommy and daddy. Yes, I know about those mirror situations, but I experienced by my own. It was really difficult for my kids sometimes to understand what's going on. They needed to look into a mirror, to understand that mommy and daddy is somewhere, and they still tried to see where we are at. So as longer you use a Cloud G or the infant car seat, the better you will also understand the behavior of your child, which gives you an idea if you should go forward or rearward facing as well. And then we offer the option, and being awarded like this also gives you or ensures that you did a safe decision.
Yes.
Absolutely. Man, we already went over 26 minutes again.
Are we? Yeah. I mean, that's a lot of interaction with the chat and amongst us, obviously. So it's a great family. It's all awarded. Yeah. Buy into CYBEX. You have awarded products.
Absolutely.
That's the message.
We are really proud. The whole G-Line family is being awarded recently. These beautiful products that we just went through today have received the ADAC wrestle 2 weeks ago, including the Sirona GI. Just again to summarize, because there is sometimes the confusion. That one over here with only the G in the name is the modular system, a base. You can attach the infant, the Cloud G, the Sirona G. If you have already your child and you maybe have one of our car seats which is not from that modular system, you don't need to invest into that. We have the same product, Sirona GI, always integrated on the base. You don't need the modular system in that sense.
Yeah.
I would say, let's call it a day. It was really nice to see the interaction with you guys. Thank you for the questions. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
You said in the beginning, all the haze from Israel, where was it? Everywhere, like Romania,
Portugal, Romania, and all the other countries.
Yes.
So, was good having you. Was good.
It was a nice session again with you.
Yes, agree. And if there's any further questions, we have options.
Yeah, exactly. Put it in.
Answer them.
Guys, thank you very much. Stay tuned. We have even more in the pipeline to talk about, so we will be live again. Just stay tuned with CYBEX. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day.
See you later.
Okay.